Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So, like always, every week we do our weekly trade recap. So, this week was actually a great week, and I'm so excited to share what happened this week. And I'm going to be honest about my mindset and some trials that I was on this week. Everything went great, but I did question myself at times during the week. So, I'm just going to be very, very honest about what's going on. So, okay, like we do every week, I chart. Where's my mouse? Okay. So, like we do every week, I look at these Forex pairs. I trade all majors and minors. I don't trade AUD USD. As you can see, it's the only one that's not on there. I don't trade any commodities, indices, or stocks. Just Forex pairs, right? So, what I do every Sunday is that I go through each pair and I chart each of them, and then I flag them to see which trades I'm going to be potentially getting in during the week. So when I chart, I set it up all on my chart, and then I set alerts, like how you can see this dollar line right here. That's an alert, and that alert will let me know price got to where I wanted it to be. So now I need to get back on the chart, see how candles are closing and what's the price action looking like, and then I decide to get in. Okay, so for this week I had 2 trades, which is absolutely great. I usually take 1 to 2 trades a week. So first trade, actually it was USD JPY was the first trade. So let's do it in order. So USD JPY, I took a sell, and it was absolutely crazy. It was so good. Honestly, okay. So when I got in on Tuesday night, right? So when I got in on Tuesday night, let's see if we can do some more replay here. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Reset the chart. Okay, and then I put the fibs up. I didn't put the fibs up when I charted, but sometimes when I'm in a trade and it starts to like go back on me, like it's going the opposite direction, I like to put the fibs to like just make sure that it's rejecting this gold zone, which would be the 0.50 to the 0.618, right? And if I see it's rejecting, I'm most likely just holding on. Like it gives me confidence to hold on to that trade. So I did this when it was in drawdown. So I did get in. Let's go, because I did get in Sunday night. So where's Sunday here? Okay, so Sunday's right around here. And I remember getting it on the 1-hour time frame. 1 hour, this is Friday. Okay, so let's play. Okay. And I think this might have been moved during the week because my date is all the way up here. My date is all the way up here. There we go. Okay. Then that makes more sense. So this is the Sunday candle. So I got in after this long candle right here. This nice bearish engulfing. So as you can see, I was in a little bit of profit. And then we're in drawdown. So then we were in profit, and then Monday morning we start to go into drawdown. Heavy drawdown. And then if you were paying attention to the news on Monday, there was talk about like what's going on with the tariff situation in Canada, Mexico, and all these other countries. What is exactly going on with that, and when it's going to be set in place, and all of that news came out on Monday. There was talk about that, and that pushed, since I was in this pair, which is USD JPY. It's literally the US dollar against the Japanese yen. So normally, and I think I did say this, that usually I like to take anything that has a like JPY in it. I always like to go on the bullish side, because usually everything goes up against the JPY. But the technical analysis was definitely there that it was bearish, and so I hold on to the trade. The news did come out, and I honestly wasn't aware of the news at the time. I saw that later on during the day, because I was at the hospital with my father actually, and so it started to like go in my favor, and then it went crazy all the way down. So definitely hit my take profit. I had a set take profit right around this Fibonacci level, because like I said, since I was in drawdown, I did set the Fibonacci, and it took me out right around here. The trade did go further down, but that was fine. Like I'm really fine. Like I've said before, like we're compounding and we're trying to take profit off the table. One of my biggest mistakes in this trading journey is not taking profit. So I'm taking my money off the table, right? And we're trying to grow this account in 2025. So USDJPY was a hit, absolutely perfect. If you would have taken the whole thing, you would have got a nice risk reward on that. And I think, did it give like a re-entry? No, it continued. This is Wednesday, so it looked like it continued, right? So let's get out of our replay. Okay, so it did continue throughout the week, so that was absolutely crazy. Yeah, you're looking at almost a 1 to 3, almost. Right, so that was a great trade, USDJPY. And then, so that hit on Monday. And then, when did I get into this trade? I think I got into this trade like Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? I'm thinking, I don't know if it was Tuesday morning or Wednesday London session, 3 a.m. So let's bar replay so I can, because I don't really remember. Okay, so yeah, this looks like it was Wednesday. Okay, perfect. So let's bar replay. Let's go to Wednesday. Okay, so as you guys can see, and let's just go to the weekly time frame for a second. This has been eating garbage for a long time. Long time, right? Since around September, October, we just been in this little range, right? So you can see that it was just like coming up and down, and staying in this range. And for the last few days before leading up to the trade, it started to poke out of this area, right? So I was definitely looking at this trade closely. I did feel like it was kind of a high risk because it could have literally done one of these, just come back in. Like for example, a few days before it did poke out and come right back in. So I honestly waited, I was patient, and I got the entry Wednesday 3 a.m. I had set an alert, and the alert woke me up out of my sleep, and when I looked at my phone, I was like, okay, it's perfect to take. So let's see. And I mess around like during the week with my risk reward tool, so don't really pay attention to that. But let's see. So we are at Tuesday. Okay. Oh, okay. I don't want that. I don't want you guys to like really see it. Let's go down to the 1 hour. Okay. So 3 a.m. We might have gotten in. Okay, so we got in on the 15 minutes. I'm pretty sure I got in after this candle. And then after we got this candle, it went into some drawdown, right? And honestly, I'm used to drawdown, guys. So like I expect, that's why I have these big stop losses. I expect drawdown, right? Sometimes the trades go straight into profit and they fully hit. But sometimes it goes into profit and then it plays around a bit. And what I've learned to do with time, since I know that it goes into profit, comes back into drawdown, and then goes into profit, then I would adjust my stop loss accordingly to that new structure that it made and put my stop loss right above that, right? Right above or below that. So, and this situation, so it was Wednesday morning, we're in the trade, we're sitting in drawdown, and then it starts to move. So let's see, right? So this is Wednesday, all right, so 9:30, we're getting a lot of volume, and I know I closed right after this. I did not wait. And then I was so upset with myself. So, okay. So I'm really trying to take profit off the table. But I've been struggling with it because I was like, I'm missing out on so much profit. But this is what happens. When I decide to, hey, let's set and forget. Let's hold on to the trades. Let's let them ride. Then next thing you know, it does one of these. Where's my little drawing tool? Where's my bar? I don't even know where my bar is right now. Am I blind? I can't see it. Okay. Okay, I can't find it right now. But it would do like one of these and all of a sudden go all the way down, right? So here's my favorite tool. I found you. Here you are. My goodness. Right? I've had this so much that I'm on in profit and I'm like a 1 to 1 or 1 to 2. But I'm waiting on that 1 to 3 or something, and then it will do this, and then all of a sudden we are back at break even, and sometimes we can even lose a trade, and then I'm so upset with myself that I could have won this trade. I could have at least taken some profit off. So I'm really trying to take profit off of every trade, but sometimes seeing all of this, like all this movement that I missed out, is very difficult sometimes for my mental. So I did do that, and then it came back in, I know, later on in the week. Let's see, let's go to the 4 hour. There we go. So as you can see, let me take off this little drawing, and it went all the way back to break even. So in some instances, I'm very happy, because I don't know if I would have gotten up here and be like, okay, it's ripping, it's going great, and the next thing you know, I'm all the way back here again. So we're blessed. Either way, we get to know this skill, we get to practice it, and we get to take money off the table regardless. So I'm not upset. Those were 2 great trades this week. I'm not upset. This is when things get weird for me during the week. So literally, I'm done trading on a Wednesday, and I still see potential, right? So let's go through it. So we went through, okay, this is GBP/NZD. So GBP/NZD, I was waiting for it to come all the way back down. So it's on its way down. So maybe next week we can have a setup for this. So nothing with GBP/NZD. This is the one. This is the one that was driving me crazy. So I've been waiting on the retracement for this all week long, right? It finally does it last night on a Thursday. And so when it does it, let me scale down so I can show you. Where did I get in here? Let me get in. Okay, I think I got it right around here, Thursday. 6:37. No, it was much later. Okay. So let's adjust this. Okay. And then I know that when it broke here, we got in. What time is it? It wasn't that late, you guys. I'm trying to remember. Okay, there we go. Okay, I got it. So yeah, so I got in with this candle, right, on the 15-minute time frame. So I got in and it went into profit, and then when I was already in there, I'm like, why am I in a trade? So I instantly regretted it. Like, why am I in a trade? It's freaking Thursday night. Nothing great is gonna happen. I have 2 amazing wins for the week. Like, why am I in a trade right now? So that really messed me up, and I was like frustrated with myself that, like, why am I breaking my rules? I said 1 to 2 trade setups a week. They're both winners. Why am I going to give money back to the market? So I was in this trade, and then when I realized that, I put my stop loss at break even. Really tired, and since I was up the day before with getting into that other trade, the GBP chef trade, where we got in on London session, and then I couldn't go back to sleep. Like, I was really tired. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna mess with this. Like, I'm not trying to lose any money, and I put my stops at break even, and that's also like against my rules. So like, I was just going through a little bit of mental turmoil, honestly, because like, if I'm getting in a trade, I'm getting in full throttle. Like, I'm not playing with it, you know? We're getting in to win. So I was like, I'm going to bed, I'm exhausted. I put my stops to break even, right? So let's say this is my break even line. Let me just make a little purple line here so you guys can see. There we go. Okay. So there's my purple line. There's my purple line right here, right? So this is my break even, right? So I go to bed. All right, so it's in some profit and we break even, right? So you see how that weight got me out, and that was it, right? So then the trade continued. Let's put it on the 1 hour just so you guys can see. The trade did touch break even, but it did continue into profit. And this is how it kind of went. Honestly, I wouldn't have made any money on this, because if we look at how many pips we're getting, not any money, but I wouldn't have closed, right? Because this wasn't This was nowhere near where what I was targeting. I was targeting much lower. So I wouldn't have closed anyway in profit, and then I would have ended up the week in this little break-even trade, like playing with it, and maybe I would have closed it, and maybe next week it gaps up and I lose a trade. So in a sense, I was like, I should have just not gotten the trade, but at least I had some sense to move my stops to break even and not mess with my risk. So that I'm happy about, but it is honestly very hard to like follow rules, and I'm really trying to just rinse and repeat. And this is just me being honest. Like I said, this channel is literally my video trading journey, and I just want you guys to like see exactly what's going on with me and my mental, and maybe you guys are going through something the same or whatever, and you guys just want to get through it. So like maybe this helps you if you're going through something like similar to me. So this is what happened. So I was disappointed that I even messed with this, but whatever. I still didn't lose any money. You know, we made good profits on USD JPY and GBP Chef this week, and then nothing else played out. Like I was expecting GBP JPY to go down, and it didn't. Odd cat, I was expecting the same thing to go down, and it completely flipped. And GBP USD, I don't remember the last time I took a trade on GBP USD. Honestly, it never does what I wanted to do. So yeah, I definitely, with like the news impact this week, it definitely, some markets flipped to the other side, the opposite side. So none of that. Also, so if you guys remember, if you guys are following, I did lose last week. Just look at this, you guys. We would have fully won that trade if I hadn't messed around with my stop loss. So that's something, sometimes it's like, should I move my stop loss? Should I not move my stop loss? Should I set and forget? Like, you know, all that is very, very hard. Like trade management is even harder, like more important than knowing when to get into trade, right? The way you manage a trade can make the difference whether you're profitable or not. And I cut my risk down on USD Chef by half, and it made me get out of the trade when it did reverse on me last week. But I never would have touched my full stop loss last week. And if we would have held it, I've held on to trades before during the weekend and going into the next week, and it would have completely hit my take profit. That would have been a great risk to reward, great profits, and honestly a trade that I feel that we need all the time. So this is crazy amount of pips. We're looking at 200 pips, and it just didn't happen for me. It just didn't happen for me. I had got in, so I got in around here last week, right around this area right here where we were into profit. I didn't take up the profit off the table, and then I went back into drawdown, and I had cut my stop loss. I cut my stop loss down, so it did take me out. I put my stop loss right around here, and it did take me out, and then just to come back, but it would have never touched this stop loss, right? So let's look at our little sell tool. So if I got on right around here, let's just say this is my stop loss and this is my target, right? I was in profit, little bit of profit, nothing substantial for me to be like, okay, this is a one-to-one, I'm gonna start closing profits or taking partials, whatever. None of that would have happened. And then I moved my stops down here when I saw all this structure being formed, like, and going back to the upside. I'm like, I'm not gonna lose my full stop loss, you know. And that's also part of like risk management and trade management. Also, like, you, even if you lost, you're losing less than what you're making, and that's the point. That's the name of the game. So I moved my stops to right around here. It did take me out, and then I went to full TP. But if I would have left my stops up here, like I originally had them, I would have never lost a trade, you know, and I would have been on a full winning streak since the beginning of February. But it is what it is. Like, we live and we learn, and this is going to continue to happen. It just happens. When you're in the trade, like, you're trying to like really pinpoint how you want to manage, and honestly, it all goes back to that video I made about a trading plan and what the plan is. You need to put what your trade risk management steps are. Like I said before, I go in full risk into the trade, and then as structure begins to happen, I do cut down my stop loss to about half, right? And since my win rate is up, because my risk reward isn't 1 to 3s or 1 to 2s. I'm looking for like 1 to 1s or 1 to 1.5s, like a little over the 1 to 1. So usually I'm winning more often, right? So that at the end of the month makes sense for me. And then when I do lose, they're small losses, like as you can see here. So it wouldn't have been this full stop loss, because it could have gone completely that way and I would have lost the whole thing that I raised. And I know set and forget is the thing, but it's very difficult to me to hold the trade for as long as I want to. So I'd rather manage my stop loss in a different way, so that when I lose, it's less than what I'm making. So yeah, literally that was it. That's the trade recap. Nothing here that was flagged is anything that I looked at this week, anything that I thought was going to do something for me. Remember, all the flags that I usually pick a certain color for what I'm interested in, and then I turn it purple for trades that I am getting into or got into. And that's about it. So that's what I did. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give me feedback. I want to know how you guys are trading, how your week went, if you have any great wins this week. How do you feel about the markets right now? I definitely think the markets were starting off very funny this year, but we're definitely getting in opportunities. We're still profitable. So just make sure that you're trading your setup and you're being careful and taking all your confirmations, and never over risk. Don't risk what you can afford. Trade your account always. So thank you all. I love you. Have a great night. Happy Friday. And I'll see you guys back on Sunday. I love you. Bye-bye.